Hello, hello. This is Rod, Live Within Your Means. I thought I would just mention some things because today is November 11th, and a friend had mentioned to me that there was going to be a large quantity of people throughout the earth meditating today, and also encouraged people to buy silver. Now, this site, I looked this up and found something on this where a gal is telling some of the reasons why they're recommending that people meditate and buy silver, and I thought we would just listen to a little bit of this.
Now the time has come to take physical action. Light forces have planned Silver Trigger. If you feel guided to be a part of this, then what you have to do is buy physical silver from the market on 11th November as much as you feel guided. You can in the form of a coin or article or bar and keep it with you. In the present collapsing state of financial system, light forces are asking everyone to invest on silver and keep it with them. It's not purchasing through stock market ETN. Physically, you have to buy silver on 11th November. The esoteric secret behind the silver is it attracts abundance and helps in anchoring goddess energy. By the purchase of silver on that day, you are attracting abundance into your life. So, by purchasing silver and by doing meditation on 11th November, let's bring an end to this debt slavery financial system.
Thought that was interesting, but apparently there's quite a few people throughout the earth that are going to be meditating today. Another part that I was listening to was suggesting that people meditate this evening between 8:45 and 9:05 for 20 minutes there. And that is after having purchased some silver today, whatever you feel guided to purchase. And she's saying buy real solid silver, whether it be a coin or a bar or an article made of silver, not silver plated. And but saying both, she was talking about meditation for peace in Syria earlier, and then also to help bring a transition to the new financial system. And it's interesting because there's a lot of people that believe that the financial system as we know it is going to be transitioning, or I should say ending. And that's interesting because, you know, a lot of people are predicting that gold and silver are going to go up. This is a man that I do admire, Ron Paul, and he has some things to say too that he predicted recently because of things that are happening, that what he thinks is going to happen to gold. And it's interesting because silver usually goes up substantially more than gold. When it drops after it peaks, it also goes down more. But it's interesting because gold is up around 15. Let's take a look here on Kitco's site. And today it shows gold just under $1,500 an ounce. And silver's actually at a pretty good rate compared to where it's been, a pretty good price to where it's been. Here it is under $17 an ounce today. Platinum's quite a buy, and clear down under $900 an ounce. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. I thought it was very interesting to hear Ron Paul actually predict where he thinks gold will be by sometime, I guess, the end of next year. Let's hear what he said. And this was just in, I believe it was in September or August when he made this prediction.
It's pretty cautious, especially since it's been up $500 already. So, but I predict that from the beginning, when in 16 it was $1,050, and that by the end of next year it's going to be $3,000, which means that it went up threefold. 3 times 1,000. So,
wow, for him to say that he believes that gold by the end of next year is going to be up to $3,000 an ounce, that's double what it is right now. It's interesting because I've watched over the years, and people are just going gangbusters buying real estate right now because it's going up, and with what's happening with the Federal Reserve, the banks are being bailed out again right now, and we can talk about that. But I thought I would mention here is the president of Deutsche Bank, and just a few days ago, some things that he said. Let's hear what he says about our future.
With fears of a downturn mounting, we have reached a level where monetary policy is at serious risk of running out of means to cushion a real economic crisis.
Yes, the banks seem to want to lower interest rates when things are not looking good. And here's well, people say the most systemically dangerous bank in the world, Deutsche Bank, where the stock for Deutsche Bank has dropped down to, what is it? It's been under $8 an ounce now, or $8 a share, excuse me. And he's saying the lowering interest rates that's happening with the central banks throughout the world, that they really don't have much ability left to make a difference by lowering those interest rates and really have an impact when we're looking at a global financial crisis, quite honestly. Now, interesting too, when I was looking on the internet last night, Lois Sharp, who some people believe is a prophetess, has been saying for more than a year, or about a year now, maybe longer than that, she's been saying that the financial system here is going to collapse and that the stock market is going to collapse, that we're in a lot of trouble. And I think it's interesting because of something that I put up not too long ago, encouraging people to buy gold and silver to basically help Trump kill the Fed and bring us possibly back. I've wondered if he might bring us back to a gold standard. But let's listen to what this lady says. There's a lot of people following this lady. It's certainly a small percentage of people out there. But I think it's very interesting because she says God's been talking to her and telling her some things going on. Now, that may be correct. It may not be correct. But I think you might want to listen to what she has to say.
Right now, the economy's going to crash. Trump is going to save the day. He's going to bring it back. I believe it's going to have something to do with the gold and the silver. He actually has been waiting for this because even though he's not saying it, he already knows that that's what's going to be used when this goes down the tubes. Because he's dealt with these things before in his own businesses. So he understands things going under and then, what you have to do to come out of it. So God's got him there for a reason.
Let's hear a little more. I didn't mean to stop that right there.
And a purpose. And once we spring back from this, all right, those that have saved up gold and silver, they're going to prosper during this time. And that's
interesting. She's been saying that God's people are going to be prepared, having gold and silver, food and water stored up. And anyway, very interesting. The things that are happening and the people that are talking about what's happening. It's been rather shocking to me the last couple of months to recognize that the Fed is bailing out banks with as much as 100, years ago. I was shocked when they were spending $120 billion a month buying our own debt, mortgage-backed securities and treasury notes. And right now, with the repo actions, making sure that banks are liquid, to be putting out as much as $120 billion a day to keep the banks liquid. Well, there's some real concerns, and there's others that you can listen to. This is Rod, live within your means. Just want to encourage you to consider what others have suggested. Meditating today here on November 11th, and also if you feel inclined, you might want to go out and, as this lady was saying, and quite a few others, to buy some silver and really be meditating for peace and for a transition for what could be a real financial crisis that's coming up. Some people say it's imminent. I would imagine that it probably is, that we're going to see some drastic changes that are going to be quite upsetting to a lot of people. Anyway, this is Rod. Live within your means. Have a wonderful day.